This is the BGG Climbers list for the week ending 1/12/2022. This list is put together every week by Michael Alexander. I'll include links in the description below if you want to take a look at it. This is the second take on this list because there was some glitch with the first take and the video got all messed up. I don't know how, but let's do this again. I'm going to skip the sub 10 just because there's so much stuff to cover this week. So start with number 10. It's Bittoku. So this game we've looked at a number of times before. One interesting fact is it's really picked up a little bit in the last couple weeks. So pre-BGG Con and PAX Unplugged, it was getting like mid sevens. And since then it's been getting like, low to mid eights, which is actually pretty strong. So I think we have to keep an eye on this more. I had already kind of discounted it, but maybe it's growing into its market, or maybe just the right people have to get a hold of it. So that's number 10, Bittoku. Number 9 is Great Western Trail 2nd Edition. So this one is skyrocketing up the list as expected. It's essentially a 2nd edition of the classic Great Western Trail with some graphics changes, some terminology changes, I think a few minor gameplay updates, and I think a solo mode, if I remember right. This game is probably going to be in the top 100, or will definitely be in the top 100. It may even reach the top 10 because it should remove most of the people that are not interested in Great Western Trail just because it's a 2nd edition. So probably going to do better just based on that. So that's number 9, Great Western Trail 2nd edition. Number 8 is Brian Boru, High King of Ireland. So this one's got a number of favorable reviews, a number of mixed reviews. In general, I don't see this one hitting the top 10. I don't think the theme speaks to a lot of people. I think its ratings have been kind of middle of the road. I do think that it may do well as people play it, but I think we're looking at a maximum of top 500-ish here for this game. So that's number 8, Brian Boru, High King of Ireland. Number 7 is Stella, Dixie Universe. So we looked at this one a number of times. It's another Dixit game. Dixit artwork and everything is very similar. I think the gameplay is kind of similar to Dixit. It's like a Dixit Universe game. I think it's going to do well, but I don't think it's really made for climbing up the top 100. I know Dixit made a big splash when it came out. It's had a number of Dixit games that have come out that have done very well commercially, I think. But I think new Dixit games just are not going to climb up the list like the older ones may have. And as you can see, it's mid sevens, which I think is fair for a lighter weight game like Stella, Dixie Universe. So that's number 7. Number 6 is the Crew Mission Deep Sea. So this one has got a huge number of favorable reviews for it. It's already gotten up to 169, which is insane. The Crew was an amazing game. It's maybe the only trick-taking game I like. I've heard really good things about Crew Mission Deep Sea, that it adds to the gameplay, makes it more exciting, adds some new twists to it, which I think is great. And you can see that in the ratings. People that love the Crew really love the Crew Mission Deep Sea. This is going in the top 100. I think that this game potentially could even make the top 10 if it sells enough copies. And it clearly has sold really well at this point at 2,900 ratings. So it's the Crew Mission Deep Sea. Number 5 is Wonderbook. So I'd heard about this game before. I really like the cover. I really like the artwork in this. It's a lighter weight cooperative dungeon crawler game where we've seen a number of dungeon crawlers where it has an adventure book or adventure book game. This one has a pop out, so it's got like this 3-dimensional thing. I think it looks really good. I like the chibi style miniatures like Marvel United. And I like the artwork and stuff in the game. I think it's, from a gameplay perspective, it's going to be more of your, I'm getting the feeling it's going to be more of your lighter weight dungeon crawl that's more family oriented, maybe even lower than age 10 playing it, because since it's cooperative, you can, help make up for younger people's understandings of it. And where do I think this is going to land? I don't think this is going in the top 100. It probably, it's gotten some good ratings recently. I think best case, we're looking at top 500 with Wonderbook. I don't think it's going to be, skyrocketing up the ratings, but I could be wrong. Sometimes, this is it's not super, super light. It's like maybe like light medium. So sometimes those really catch on and have a big following. So it's number 5, Wonderbook. Number 4 is Nemesis Lockdown. So this is the latest Nemesis board game. have to survive an alien-infested lab on Mars instead of on a ship. I don't think it changes too much in terms of how the gameplay works, which is one of the best semi-cooperative games I've ever played. I like the fact that when you start, you're not locked into a cooperative or semi-cooperative. You know, when you find the first alien, I think, or maybe it's when the first alien attacks, you get to choose which way you're going to play. Are you going to kind of play traitorish, or are you going to play, you know, cooperative? And so no one really knows how many traitors there are in the game, first of all, and no one really knows the objectives. Now that is very interesting. I think the game itself is kind of hard anyway, especially with all the dice rolls. But I haven't played it fully cooperative, but maybe that's the way I'd play in the future, just because the tension of the unknown, maybe make it a little bit harder and just play it as a cooperative game. As far as how this is going to do, I think it's, assuming it sells enough copies, I think Nemesis Lockdown is going to end up in the top 100. Nemesis did really well. Nemesis Lockdown is probably a little bit more refined version of Nemesis, and I think its main limitation will be how many copies it sold. So that's Nemesis Lockdown, number 4. Number 3 is Corrosion. So this game is, I would say, not doing great for starting off. It's getting like low 7s to mid 7s. Usually the game's going to break out with its best ratings early on. So that's not a good sign for it to get high up in the ratings. As far as how this game works, it's was this a Deep Print Games? I thought it was Deep Print Games, but Capstone Games. It's I guess, an action retrieval card drafting contract game, as you can see down here, with hand management aspects. I think the look of the game is okay. I like the teardrop things. I like the gears. Artwork may be a little bit busy. Like when you look at it, to me, it doesn't look like it's super clear on what's going on. It is it feels like steampunkish artwork. As far as how I think this is going to go, I just think with a weak start like this, it's going to have, and we're already at 227 ratings, so I don't think this is heading the top 100 unless something drastically changes. It's probably going to land in the top 1,000 is where I think. So that is Corrosion, number 3. Number 2 is Uprising, Curse the Last Emperor. So this game is doing phenomenally well. It's just getting delivered to backers, and they're getting a chance to play it. It's a 4X cooperative game, probably the first and only. Maybe there might be some other smaller ones, but the first big 4X cooperative game. I've had the opportunity to play it once on Tabletop Simulator, and I'm going to be doing a playthrough video hopefully soon, where we're going to do a 3 or 4 player game with this. I can say that it's really cool from I feel like it implements the 4X aspects pretty well. It implements some character development, and it does a lot of dice rolling, which sometimes with dice rolling games, I feel like I would say I give like Black Orchestra as a cooperative dice rolling game that you dice roll checks on, and I feel like you're always, maybe you're not rolling enough dice for the odds to be in your favor enough. With this game, you're rolling a lot of dice, and the combat aspect is a big part of the game. So you really, you need to be aggressive. You need to play there's essentially 5, I think 5 rounds in the game, 4 or 5 rounds, and you have to play really aggressive if you want to win. And that means, lots of attacking, lots of dice rolling, lots of, making your actions matter and optimizing that. So there's a lot of great things here, and I think it plays well with, as a cooperative game, and it does bring the 4S aspects and asymmetry into that. Beyond that, it looks really cool. Like these are acrylic standees, which I think is the only game I've ever seen do that. The artwork just looks amazing with it, and it even has these little miniatures for like your havens and for the imperial garrisons. As far as how I think this is going to do, I think this is going to be a very popular game this year. As you can see, it's already getting very high ratings, and we're at 264 ratings, which is, I guess all these before 93 were before the game really showed up, maybe off Tabletop Simulator or wherever, but after that, it's really climbing. I think that, hopefully they're able to do another Kickstarter. I don't think anything's been announced yet. They wanted to focus on their deliveries and see how the reception was. And that I do think this game is going to get a really positive reception. And I think it brings something unique to the table from what I've seen versus other cooperative games. So it's Uprising Curse the Last Emperor, number 2. And the number 1 game is Caper Europe. So I don't even remember the original Caper. It's been a while. Essentially, this is a 2-player game where you are a criminal mastermind to recruit thieves in some locations across Europe. It's, I think, a card drafting and area majority game from what I've read about it. I think the artwork looks okay for the game. It's kind of cartoonish, which I guess makes it a little bit funny. I like the presentation, though, like with the coins and the hexagon tiles, and I like that it's kind of like cartoony, like cartoony mastermind villain type things going on. As far as how it's going to do, I mean, it's starting out fairly strong. It's already at let's see, let's go back here. It's already getting, oh man, we went pretty deep in this thing. So it's already getting like upper 7s, mid 8s. I think we're gonna need to wait a few weeks. I think we'll probably see this a few more times on here as the deliveries happen, and we can see how it's trending there to determine where it's going to end up. So there you have it. That is the BG Climbers list for the week ending 1/12/2022. If you like this video, please like and please subscribe, and please take a look at our other videos. Thank you.